The hug that broke the internet. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel again. Thank y'all so much for coming over. Now look, as a married man, I will say this. Seeing that hug, I was saying to myself, if I see my wife hug another man like that, what will my initial thought be? Because I've seen my wife hug other men that I knew, men that she knew and I was meeting for the first time. Everything seemed cool. Never in the history of my eyes being able to see have I ever seen someone put their hand on the back of another man's head like that. And I ain't trying to be funny here or nothing like that, but when you see hand on head, the first thing that comes to mind is caress. Like, I thought it was very unnecessary. Most of the time when women hug men, it's like this. Like, you do this and like the hips are kind of apart, or you do the side hug. But that was very odd and strange to see, I'm not going to lie. Now, I haven't been paying attention to everything that's been going on, but rumors are, or a lot of people are saying that Erika Kirk has been acting very strange since the passing of Charlie Kirk, or since, well, y'all know what happened. Just trying to choose my words carefully here. But I got this video here from Hype Plus that says, Black people react to Erika Kirk and JD Vance non-church hug during live event, saying it's not okay. Woo. Again, me and my wife been together for 21 years. I feel like most people would be uncomfortable. I seen the hug. I seen it. And I was like, whoa. So we ain't gonna waste no more time. Let's jump right into it.
Reporting live from Myers Club in Atlanta for Hype Plus News, I'm John Abba. What is considered appropriate versus inappropriate when hugging someone of the opposite sex while in a relationship? This appears to be the current debate online as many begin.
And he's married, right? I wonder what his wife had to say, if she said anything. Because I know I know if the internet is reacting, the wife is seeing it too. She may not comment or say anything, but I'm pretty sure her family and friends are like saying some stuff too. So
To react to the circulation of an embrace between Charlie Kirk's widow Erika Kirk and Vice President JD Vance. Now, to kick off her tour in the aftermath of her late husband's shooting, Erika Kirk would host a Turning Point USA event at Ole Miss on Wednesday. Now, just like her husband, Kirk plans to visit several college campuses as a way to further push several talking points. Ironically, many are not discussing those talking points following the first stop, due to a hug between Erika and current Vice President JD Vance, who would join her on stage. Now, the hug alone
it was quick. Oh, that's his wife there? I never seen his family. But the hug was quick. When you look at a picture versus a video, it was quick. But the hand should have never went there. Think about that. If the hand never went there, these videos wouldn't even exist.
Has begun to dominate headlines into Friday, as many are calling it inappropriate, given that JD Vance is a married man and a father of 3 with wife Usha Vance. Several users online have now begun sharing their thoughts about it and how it was not the common church hug you would give someone if you're married or in a relationship. For those who don't know, the phrase church hug is used to describe a very non-intimate hug between two, sometimes considered a side hug or where the two people's fronts don't touch.
Yeah,
married men, to my married men out there, and taken men as well, all right? When you hug another woman that is not your partner, Are you doing full body hug?
No.
And the hand on the waist? Bruh, the hand on the waist. Are you able to walk back to your partner, to your boo thing, without having your head completely removed from your body? Those photos and that moment was weird. And again, aren't you like hugging them like this? Butt out. Like,
That's what I was talking about. I will say this though, for me, when I hug, it's always a little awkward because of my height. You know, me being 6'5", and you know, most people that I hug are 5 something, like 5'4" and under. You know what I mean? So it's always, I gotta bend or whatever, or you know, yeah. But I get exactly. Now JD Vance, he couldn't do nothing about her. It's not like could you imagine if he would have went like this? Like, get your damn hand off my head. Like, could you imagine if he would have did that? That would have looked crazy. Because it's like, not in front of everybody. You know, that's what I'm saying. The hand should have never went there at all.
this. You're not doing the whole pelvis to pelvis, holding the waist, her hand in the back of your head. I'm telling you right now, you are not going to be alive the next morning.
Oh.
Usha? That's your man? That's your man right there? You in danger, girl. Let me tell you something. My husband has a lot of female friends. I've met all of them. We're real cool. We're cordial. Don't none of them hug him like that, because it would be a conversation. It would be a snatch and grab. Okay. What is that hand doing right there? What are you doing?
Erika Kirk would be the best first lady option for the next election. Now, am I insinuating anything? No. I'm just documenting my thoughts out loud. I don't understand this until I...
Now, I'm going to say this. All right. Because I don't know if it exists. And I ain't saying she never did it before. All I'm saying is there had better be a picture or video of her hugging Charlie like that for the internet to see. Like, I'm pretty sure she's probably hugged Charlie like that in private. I'm just saying she better had did it in public. There better be a picture of her and Charlie like that. Because if nobody can find it, ooh-wee. Ooh-wee. Probably is, though.
understood that J.D. Vance's wife is Hindu, not a Christian. She doesn't believe in Christianity. He does. They have an inter-religious marriage. But wouldn't it be the wet dream of sorts for the Christian nationalists and Make America Great Again Christians and regular Christians for Erika Kirk and J.D. Vance to be coupled up?
The hug between Erika Kirk and J.D. Vance was absolutely inappropriate.
I hate to keep pausing this. It's just thoughts keep coming in my head. But what country is it where you're not even allowed to do this? Like, the women aren't even allowed to hug other men. And I don't know if the men can't hug the other women. Where is that from? I mean, what country is that, if you guys know? Because they were saying that she's Hindu. I'm wondering, can she even hug other men? Or is that against, you know what I mean?
If you're someone who's in a committed relationship, you do not caress anyone but your partner like that. So
I said it.
Would you caress your brother, your dad, your uncle, your stepdad, any family? Would you caress them like that when you gave him a heartwarming hug? Most people would say no. I know there's people out there who would say yes, but there's always going to be freaks. That is a hug that you give someone that you lay in bed with, someone that you're close with.
Usha has a group text, and that group text is on fire. It's her aunties, it's her mom, it's her best friend from college. They knew him. They tried to warn her, row the red flags, and I am not taking any responsibility away from her participation within this madness. Didn't I tell you this hillbilly was going to end up being this way? Didn't I tell you he was suspicious? And for any of you who are receiving a group text based on your relationship and the red flags that your best friend saw, and you are not acting upon it, this is time for you to pay attention to your gut, because I guarantee what he says out loud, he has said in private, and she has felt always.
I had a few questions for the married folk. Which one of you in here are okay with the way this widow is hugging on Usha's husband, the Vice President J.D. Vance? Which one of you think that they are positioning them to run for president and vice president of the United States? Which one of you think it's something more sinister than that?
There's something. As a professional cheater catcher, there are some tells here. Okay, one, this hand here on the hip is too familiar. Okay, it's too low. That's a sex cut. So nobody does this.
The hand on the waist.
It's her hand here. No, I think that this is a little low for a married man with 2 children. Okay, and I think his arms.
That's like grab the back of the head kind of hair thing.
Spread out hand here, the low here. I just think it's the full embrace. Intimate.
I'm not one to gossip, but there are a lot of people out there saying secret lover.
Now, before the actual hug would take place, some would even take issue with how Kirk would introduce Vance on stage by comparing him to her late husband. Kirk would go on to say, "No one will ever replace my husband, but I do see some similarities of my husband and Vice President J.D. Vance." And she would later add that Vance was an amazing man, followed by greeting him to the stage along with the hug everyone is now talking about.
So, again, what she said isn't bad, but when you put the hug with it, it makes it look bad. I'm not a jealous person at all. But, there is a line. I feel like if my wife was to hug one of my friends like that, and I was like, let's say I'm right there, I think my friend would look at me like, yo, what she? I honestly feel like one of my friends would do that. Like, yo, what is this? But yeah, like the lady said, when she used a word, like I used the word caress, I can't wait to see the comments, man.
When it came to his time on stage, Vance would add to the conversation by commenting about the religious divide in his home with wife Usha during the event's opening floor segment.
And yes, my wife did not grow up Christian. I think it's fair to say that she grew up in a Hindu family, but not a particularly religious family in either direction. When I met my wife, we were both, I would consider myself an agnostic or an atheist, and that's what I think she would have considered herself as well. Everybody has to come to their own arrangement here. The way that we've come to our arrangement is she's my best friend. We talk to each other about this stuff. We decided to raise our kids Christian. Our 2 oldest kids who go to school, they go to a Christian school. Our 8-year-old did his first communion about a year ago. That's the way that we have come to our arrangement. You just got to talk to the only advice I can give is you just got to talk to the person God has put you with, and you've got to make those decisions as a family unit. For us, it works out. Now, most Sundays, Usha will come with me to church. As I've told her, and I've said publicly, and I'll say now in front of 10,000, do I hope eventually that she is somehow moved by the same thing that I was moved in by church? Yeah, my attitude is you figure this stuff out as a family, trust in God to have a plan, and you try to follow it as best as you can. And that's what I try to do.
This comment from Vance would add to the speculation and conspiracies that there could be more between Vance and Kirk, and that viewers should not be surprised about the future between the two. Now, when it comes to her social pages, Usha Vance has not responded publicly to the moment. It's also unclear how close Usha is with Erika Kirk, as it is on record that she was right by her side following the shooting of Charlie Kirk. So let's talk about it more in the comments below. Was this recent hug between Erika Kirk and J.D. Vance disrespectful to his wife, or are people looking too deep into the matter? Save the date for the latest news and
let me see some of the comments here. She caressed the back of his head. She is the most unbothered widow I ever seen in my life. That's why I said a lot of people are saying that A lot of people are saying that. This hug speaks familiar. Now look, let me also say this, because I don't know her. I don't know him. Does she hug everybody like this? Does she hug every man that she knows like this? You know, that's something I would like to know. And see, some people are very emotional, very touchy. Some people are like that. You know, did she hug his wife like that? This is stuff I would like to know. You know, if she got friends and stuff that are like, look, you guys are reaching, this is crazy. She always hugged people like this. That's, you know, and then the another problem with this is that if JD Vance wife Usha, is that what it is? If she does have a problem with this, we will never know. We will never know. Because in the moment, she probably wasn't bothered by it. And then when the internet took off, she probably was like, well, wait a minute. You know what I mean? A lot of comments are saying very inappropriate, you know. So again, my whole thing is, and I'm just speaking from just a committed married perspective. You know, most of the times, like I said, I'm doing side hugs. But I mean, yeah, I don't, yeah. But yeah, what do you guys think? Please comment below. Appreciate y'all coming over, man. I'll leave the original video in the description for you guys to check out more and even subscribe. Peace out.